Hello everyone, and welcome to our Assassin's Creed Odyssey Let's Play. Today we continue our adventure with the Great Contender.
More fresh blood. By the look of these warriors, this battle of 100 hands is going to be one for the ages. Indeed, I think it will have people talking for years. Your gear could be the difference between victory or death. Don't forget to visit Gernarios for the best weapons and armor.
Thanks, Dracioso!
Prepare, warriors! The battle will commence soon. The Mystios arrives. Then we can begin. We are gathered here again for the battle of 100 hands. Indeed, impressive warriors from all over the Greek world have come to test their might and skill against each other. Whether it is the sharpest sword in the Athenian army, or the broadest shield Sparta can muster, all now stand alone against the many. At our climax, the final two will face off on a special battlefield. But only one will be called champion. Let the battle of 100 hands begin! Remember that horn! You'll hear it throughout the battle, marking your progress! Now, fight!
Alright, so we have a very large battle over here. I may actually try to utilize some of our ranged abilities here for just a little bit, considering that there's not really a reason for us to rush straight in there, considering that everybody is going to kind of be attacking each other anyway. So it might be in our best interest to kind of stay back, kind of let everybody beat each other up for a little while, and then obviously we can kind of get some free kills in the process. So obviously, archery is definitely a pretty strong ability that we offer, but unfortunately, we are also out of arrows at the moment, so I'm actually going to drop back just a little bit, and we're going to attack this guy just a tiny bit. Alright, so far we've been able to take out that small little group of enemies, but it looks like we actually might have some additional combat going on this right-hand side, so I'm actually going to venture over here to start things off. Looks like we have a couple of guys. Gonna snipe this dude in the back of the head. I'm sure he's not going to be a big fan of that, but while he completes his finalization of his beautiful execution there, I'm actually going to do a little bit of that.
That means a quarter of the combatants are dead.
Alright, so we have a good portion of the enemy so far that's been taken care of, and then in the process, we're actually picking up some beautiful loot as well. Now, we do need to be a little bit careful of everybody over here, because I can only suspect that they're probably not going to be very nice. Like we may have an additional little doggy over here helping us out a little bit. Obviously, he's our friend right now until he decides that he hasn't been fed in a while. Alright, so we've been able to take out a few more. Looks like we have a guy all the way over here that actually is not too bad with his archery skills, but obviously, archery is only super beneficial when you're at distance. When I happen to get nice and close to you, unfortunately, the problem of you surviving kind of quickly fades. Does look like we have a pretty large battle going on over here, so of course, as you guys know, I'm going to venture myself over here, but there's not really a reason for us to rush into the midst of combat, considering that we can kind of just sit back for a little bit.
Another horn. Half the fighters are already dead.
Did a little bit of damage there, but that person's kind of gearing up. And then obviously we got an archer, but our archery skills are much better than theirs. So obviously we didn't have too many difficulties. Now it looks like we may have somebody with a little bit of poison. Obviously going to try to dodge those. However, I almost ran directly into them though. Looks like we got some teaming going on over here. I don't know what this is all about, but that stuff needs to be stopping right away. We do have a nice beautiful bear over there in the process, so I may actually see if the bear will continue to attack, but unfortunately it looks like the bear has become too tired and is no longer interested. Alright, so now we're obviously going to have to utilize our sword over here, but I'm actually going to wait. Unfortunately, that did not quite work out the way that I had envisioned. However, I also have fire as well, so we can definitely utilize this, both of us. Alright, so we were able to successfully take care of another one. It looks like a vulture's actually snacking away. I'm actually going to head over here because it looks like there is only one individual left from this massive battle that was going on moments ago.
Ah, smells like rotten eggs.
Alright, so the spear is definitely a little tricky to deal with because obviously there's a little bit more motion there. Alright, so that took a little bit of finessing, but ultimately we actually came up on top. It does look like there is still a battle going on, so unfortunately we're going to have to venture to where everybody else is located. Looks like we may have some indicators all the way up here, so we're actually going to kind of double back and see if everybody's kind of moving themselves back to the main gate. Now I may be able to utilize our bow here and do a little bit more damage. And it looks like we may have just one more individual. Definitely want to stay topped up on all of our arrows, considering that we've been using them pretty heavily. It does look like we do have another little small battle going on over here, and then obviously a couple of cowards working their way up to the top, but we're going to let them continue to beat themselves up a little bit. Like we have a gentleman over there that's venturing into that cave system.
Obsidian swords? I'd win against them using my fists.
Like we have some fallen comrades down here, so unfortunately they're no longer with us. However, we do have 3 gentlemen over here that are actually teaming, and as we all know, teaming is not very honorable. That's pretty disgusting behavior.
The other contestants must be somewhere else. Another horn. Almost finished.
Alright, so as it stands, it looks like we actually need to work our way up. We did see quite a collection of individuals at the very top of this structure. However, that is just unfortunate because that means we have to climb up many different staircases, ladder systems. Obviously, we need to kind of be our true assassin. But I think ultimately we'll come up on top. We just need to find a nice and secure way to get up to the top without everybody kind of knowing about us. I mean, let's be realistic here. It's not really fair when we can teleport. I mean, I don't know how much these other individuals are going to stand much of a chance, but it does make our life a little bit easier when we can just simply teleport where we need to go. Alright, so unfortunately that guy's all the way up there. However, he's so hurt that anybody could sneeze on him and he may end up dying by that alone.
should return to Drakios. These bodies. Such a waste of life for sport. I can only imagine the might of all these warriors aligned against the cult. Instead, we came to Meldus to slaughter each other over a sack of drachmi.
Well done, Cassandra! Well done! Your final challenge takes you to the volcano to the east!
And then you'll give me the information I want about the cult.
Indeed I will! But before that, one contestant remains!
I saw you fighting out there, Misthios. It was impressive. I would say you're Spartan, but what you did is not something they trained for at the Agogi.
I am a Spartan by blood, but I'm also just another Misthios chasing drachmi.
You must have learned to fight like that somewhere.
I grew up alone, and fought for everything I've ever had. Must have picked up a few tricks along the way.
A pity. I hope to fell a celebrated opponent here to fix my legend. Oh well, you'll have to do.
There will be no legend to sing about until this battle is finished.
Fine. Let's finish it.